Hi there, boys and girls. Today we're going to be reading Chapter 7 of Dragon Masters. Chapter 7 is called A Strange Dream. In the last chapter, we saw that Drake made a new friend in Bo and that he had the experience of having a royal feast. Bo said that most of their dinners were going to be like that and he wasn't used to that. Boys and girls, one of the things I did notice is that Drake didn't know how to read or write. It's really sad that there were some kids who weren't able to go to school to learn how to read and write. We're very privileged to be able to go to school and learn to read and write and process information and be able to learn all new sorts of things. Boys and girls, here we go. Chapter 7, A Strange Dream. Remember, as we read, we track our print, meaning we follow with our finger to teach us, to make sure we're staying on track. Here we go. The Dragon Masters jumped to their feet. King Roland stepped into the room. He was a big man with red hair and a bushy beard. He walked right up to Drake. Drake was so nervous, he was shaking. "This is my new Dragon Master?" he asked. "Yes, Your Highness," said Griffith. The king frowned. "He's scrawny." Drake felt like sinking into the floor. The king turned to Griffith. "Explain this to me, wizard. My strongest men can't control dragons. Why is it that these children can?" It is the way of the Dragonstone," Griffith said. "It is a mystery even to me." Snorted the king. "Very well then, I shall leave my army in your hands." "Army?" wondered Drake. King Roland looked at Drake again. "Do not let me down, boy," he said. Then he and the soldier left. Everyone sat back down. The king's words had scared Drake. What will happen if I do let him down? Drake wondered. He had a feeling it wouldn't be good. Bo took Drake to their room. There was a bed and a wooden chest for each of them. There was also a desk for them to share, and a jug of water sat on a table. "That's your bed," Bo said, pointing, and Drake climbed in to bed. The moon shone through the small window. Drake looked over at Bo. He was already sleeping peacefully. Drake soon drifted off into sleep. All of a sudden, he was in a dark cave. The air in the cave felt warm. It smelled like the deep, rich dirt where the onions grew. Green eyes glowed in the darkness. Worm! Worm was in the cave. And behind him were the other dragons. They all had the same brown scales and green eyes. Boom! A loud explosion shook the cave. Smoke filled the air and Worm let out a cry. The dragons slithered across the cave floor looking for a way out. Drake woke up in the bed, dripping sweat. This was some nightmare, he thought. I felt it's so real. So boys and girls, do you think it was an actual nightmare? I wonder. Our vocabulary words are nervous, snorted, and slithered. We can use the words in the text to help us describe our context clues, what those words mean. When we go to questions, describe the king. Well, boys and girls, if we go back to the beginning of the story.
He's a mean old man.
That was my son. We see that there is an illustration of the king. And on the next page, we see an illustration of the king. It never says exactly what the king looks like, but we can use the illustrations and we can use the words he is saying to give us a better picture of what he is like or describe him. Okay? Oh wait, it does say, just kidding. Haha. It says he was a big man with red hair and a bushy beard. I apologize. It does tell us exactly what he looks like. But you can also say that he was, very intimidating, because those are the words that you're using to infer as well. All right, here we go. How did the king feel about Drake being a dragon master? Did the Drake like the idea that Drake was going to, did the king like the idea that Drake was going to be a dragon master? I remember reading that he was very like, this one sentence, the king frowned. He's so scrawny. Scrawny is when you're kind of like tall and skinny and you're not like a man's man like they want, you know? And he wanted to understand why. Like, do you think that the king was excited that he had children being their dragon masters when he had his whole army to him? Let's figure that out. And Drake's nightmare. They want you to describe Drake's nightmare. So you're gonna go back to the page where the dream started, and then you're going to reread it, and you're gonna think, how was Drake's nightmare? Where was he taken? Who was in Drake's nightmare? And why do you think that's so important? I think that's gonna be the key to unlocking Worm and Drake's friendship together. Boys and girls, we'll be reading the next chapter on Thursday. See you later.